Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Sean, the American in Krakow, here in the studio again, and we're about to get on another one of these reaction vids. So today we're doing another one of these car skill driving compilations. This one is called Absolutely Unreal Driving Skills. Let's get it.
That's not how you parallel park.
Oh,
This is how you parallel
no,
park.
that's how you parallel
We
park
don't
in New
need to
York.
go to the movies to see vehicles doing backflips, loop-de-loops, and
Okay.
insane stunts. Sometimes everyday drivers show off some of the most impressive amateur skills
Oh,
that look like they're right out of the Fast and
that's a
Furious
Polish guy,
films.
I think.
We're
The
talking
guy with his
about
foot.
high-speed parallel parking, gravity-defying wheelies, and incredible real-life Hot Wheels tracks. Here are some of the coolest
What?
and craziest amateur tricks that need to be seen to be believed.
Ken Block. That dude can sick. This guy.
This is my baby.
Sometimes it's really tempting to take cars where they're not supposed to go.
Was it Grand Tour? Yeah.
Off-roading is a popular hobby for daredevils who don't mind if their vehicle gets a little banged up. We're talking driving over dunes, through forests, and across the muddiest of terrains.
What is
but
that?
This driver took off-roading to the extreme. In 2017, test driver Ho Pin Tong
Oh,
drove
I've
a
seen
Range Rover
this.
Sport up
This is sick.
999 steps in China. The ride started with the 7-mile
I think they did it to test the all-wheel drive system on the vehicle, how well it works.
Once there, the tough little Range Rover climbed the 999 steps at a 45-degree incline.
Bro, if that
there
went
was
wrong,
no room for error because even a slight hesitation or
was
change
going
in
down.
speed could have sent Ho Pin careening backward down
Ooh.
the staircase. And Ho Pin
Oh, you see, that was a
definitely
test. They
felt
had
pressure,
they had it
saying
strapped.
That, quote,
Oh,
"This
it's
was,
strapped,
without a
though.
doubt, one of the most demanding driving challenges I have ever faced."
If you look right underneath the text there, you can just see it. There's two. I guess my mouse is on it. If you can see my mouse, there's two steel cables, so they've got it kind of strapped. I don't. I've never seen that before. Anyway, let's get it.
Unquote. And the point of the stunt? To show off the new Range Rover.
Yeah, you see it?
Which
There's-
puts out
there's cables.
398 horsepower and offers 31 miles
So I guess
of
for
all-electric
safety.
range. Try this with a sedan,
Which
and
makes
we'd likely
sense,
be
'cause
reversing
that would
down
be
the staircase
pretty rough if
before
he
we
actually
even
did
made it
fall.
up a few steps.
Need for Speed, the worst, best movie ever. All right.
Before diving into our next Unreal Driving video, tell us, what's the hardest part of
Baby
driving?
Driver.
For us, it's
That previous
definitely
one.
parallel parking.
Oh,
In fact, The Independent conducted a survey of 2,000 motorists and found that about a third of all people fail their driving test just because of parallel parking. So what's the
bro,
normal?
that I don't get that. Like, I guess again, depending on where you live. So outside of me living in New York City, I don't think anywhere else I lived, any of the other cities, really required parallel parking as a skill. Not that you don't need it to pass this test, but I mean, a lot of the other places they have like pull-in parking where you pull in parallel or at an angle to the curb or something like that. But here in Poland, even in the Czech, there was a lot of parallel parking. I mean, I'm just trying to think. In the city, no, everywhere there is parking, and it's a little bit more difficult here, in my opinion, because a lot of the parking spots when you get closer to the city center, they're like half on the sidewalk, so you have to get two wheels on the sidewalk and two wheels are staying on the street. So you've actually got to not only parallel park, but parallel park with the control of getting your wheels up that curb. It's not like it's cut; it's a regular curb. So you've got to get up the curb and still manage to do your parallel park. And to make it worse or easier, depending on who you are, most of the cars here are still manual. Automatics are becoming a lot more popular now, but everybody can drive a manual out here. So, you've got to be able to get up the curb, parallel park, and not stall out and look like an idiot while trying to park your car. It's a little bit more difficult. But in the States, like every state outside of New York City, I should say, yeah, everywhere I lived outside of New York City, because even upstate New York, parallel parking wasn't that critical. So you just kind of pull into parking lots, or you do you pull it at an angle at the curb, and you're good. You just kind of pull in forward. Yeah, it's a skill, and it's not easy. But when you do it every day, or you have to do it because you can't park without it, it becomes easy. I don't know. Anyway, that's me on a rant. Sorry. Let's go.
Procedure, we spot a space that might be big enough. Line up our car
Tom Holland,
just right.
Spider-Man.
Check our mirrors and give it a shot. And then we
Baby
probably
Driver.
drive off to find an easier
This
place
was a
to
great
park.
driving
But
film if you
parallel
haven't seen it
parking
yet.
is a breeze for this next driver. To break the world record, Alistair Moffat slipped a Fiat 500C into a space that was only 7.5 centimeters bigger than his car.
What?
He took on this frustrating challenge in order to achieve the Guinness World Record for tightest
Yo, that's
parallel
sick.
park. And he didn't take his time either.
That's
Instead,
sick.
he speed reversed right into the space, effortlessly sliding between the two cars without leaving a single scratch. This makes us wonder.
Yeah, but I mean,
does he offer lessons?
It's not like you do that every day.
Well, if you thought
and
that
they
was
probably
tough,
practice that
how
for
about going upside
weeks or
down?
months.
This next driver accomplished a
What?
stunt that seems better suited for a Hot Wheels track than in real life. Driver
Wait, what?
Terry Grant was the
Okay,
one
that
brave
movie
enough
was
to
that's
climb
definitely
behind the wheel
CGI.
of a Jaguar F-Pace and drive the vehicle through a 19.08 meter tall 360-degree circle. The stunt took only seconds, but Grant
Yo,
was
that literally is a Hot
understandably
Wheels
wobbly
set.
after experiencing the extreme forces of 6.5
6.5 G?
In fact, the Jaguar
At my
had to
weight,
be
that would kill
specially
me.
rebuilt to withstand the force by changing the suspension and overinflating the tires. After complex engineering to make sure the stunt would go
Yeah,
right,
of course, there's
the
gotta be a
optimum
lot of math
speed
on
the
that,
engineers came
but
up with was 51 miles per hour.
Not that fast.
There wasn't a large margin for error. So after the stunt, Grant described feeling like, quote, a hero. And
Yeah.
rightfully so, since he managed
Dude,
to
if I
break the
spun a
world
car
record
like
with this
that or
incredible
did a
driving.
loop like that,
While it looks
I'd
pretty
come
cool,
out
we've
be like,
got to imagine that it's pretty terrifying.
I'm the
Give
man.
this video
I just
a
won the
like
Super
if
Bowl.
you'd much rather watch this
I'm
stunt
going
on
to Disney
TV
World.
than be the one behind the wheel.
No, I would
No
definitely
matter
want
if
to try.
you're looping
I would
loops
try
or
that.
drifting
I would
into
love to
parking
try that.
spots, does anyone else think that driving with four wheels is just a little overrated? Super spies like James Bond and street racers like the Fast and the Furious crew
I
seem
ride
to
motorcycles.
hate keeping
That's
all of their
mostly
wheels
what I
on the
ride all the
ground.
time.
But you don't have to be a movie stuntman
Oh,
to
you
give
mean two
two-wheeling
wheels in a
try.
car.
A lot of amateur drivers are deciding that less is more. More fun, that is.
Yeah.
Take these Saudi Arabian drivers, for instance.
Oh,
They
man,
went
doing
viral
side
due to their
wheelies.
fun but unorthodox two-wheel driving technique. They even bring along passengers who are
Yo,
brave
they were
enough to
changing
stick
the
their
tire.
heads out of the window mid-stunt. That must take some serious trust in their skills. But what's the
Bro,
trick to their
that's
amazing
sick.
tilting technique? Turns out it's all about
That Ken
balance
Block? I think
and
that's
making
Ken.
sure they don't tilt their vehicle over the tipping point. A lot of practice and a lot of bravery are involved.
they've got the
Would
wheel.
you be
That's
willing
cool.
to hop in the back seat during one of these crazy joyrides?
If it was
Drivers
Ken
who
Block,
always
for
think
sure.
that less is more. Taking a two-wheeled vehicle
Oh, I
and getting
can't
it to
do
do
that.
amazing things on
I
just
wish
one
I
wheel
could.
is even better.
Yo, the
For
stunt
motorbike
riders.
enthusiasts,
There's
there
a
are
guy,
two wheels to choose from
Brian
when it comes to
636
popping
on
a
YouTube.
wheelie. Fans of the back
Check
wheel
him
know
out.
it's
That
all
guy
about
is
the right amount of
sick.
acceleration. Drivers have to get their bike to
Sick
that
stunt
perfect
rider.
speed where they can lift their front
There's some
wheel off the
amazing stunt
ground and
riders in the
still
Czech
speed
Republic as
forward,
well. They do
making
like an
it look
annual
completely
event
effortless.
there.
But other drivers prefer focusing on the
Endos.
front wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
This trick is called a stoppie, and it's all about
stoppie,
braking,
endo.
but not too much, or else the driver could completely
I just
flip
saw
off
a
their
dude
bike. Holding the
do a
front brake
stoppie or
allows
an
the
endo,
motorbike to lift off its rear wheel
bring the
and
rear
still move
around,
forward. But while the
drop back
drivers
on the
make
rear,
these tricks look
and then bring
easy,
it back
they're
up into a
definitely not,
wheelie and
so
keep going. It
don't
was
try
sick.
this at home. Unfortunately, sometimes even the most well-planned tricks can go
Oh
seriously
yeah,
wrong.
you can either loop it on a
Meet
wheelie or
Bartek Ostalowski, who lost his arms when he was 20
This
in
is
a
the
bike
guy.
accident. But that didn't
This
stop
dude
him
is
from
sick.
chasing his passion
No
for
arms.
driving. In fact, he's the first driver
Check
with
this out.
no arms to earn his
He's a
international
drift
racing
racer.
license. He's a Polish professional drifter, and he does it primarily with his feet.
Bro, this guy is
It may sound
sick.
almost impossible,
He's got some kind of
but Bartek
custom,
has a
he
specially
there you see
built
the paddles.
Nissan
He shifts
Skyline
with
that
his
lets him
shoulders.
chase his dreams. The vehicle has a big V8 engine and a special shifter that allows him to push forward and backward using his shoulders.
Yep.
His position in the car is
That dude
also
is
very
sick.
important. He needs to be able to easily move his body to control the car. So space between him and the steering wheel is essential. And Bartek is more
He's
than
been
just
on
a
a
driver.
bunch of shows.
He's also
This guy is
outspoken
amazing.
about driving as a recovery tool for those with disabilities, saying,
Okay.
quote, "I encourage other people with disabilities to get involved in motorsports. It's a beautiful passion, and I think a great form of rehabilitation,
That's
too.
cool.
So make your dreams come true."
Good for you, bro.
While driving a car
That guy
can
is
be
sick.
a real challenge,
So, I mean,
driving a huge
inspirational. He's
truck
sick.
is even more difficult. For example, it would take 11 and a half Priuses to weigh as much as one Peterbilt 379. Pair that with the many gauges and buttons on a truck's massive
Oh, yeah.
dashboard, and a big truck driver has a lot to wrap their head around. And that's not all.
These guys
big
are
truck
in-
drivers have to study and practice hard,
Especially
to be
the
licensed.
ones that
Plus, they have
do
to be aware of
deliveries
the many laws and
in big
regulations different
cities.
states have
So they've
regarding
got to
the
go
use
into
of
New
big
York with their
trucks.
truck
Keeping
or
a steady
into
hand
downtown
and mind is
Chicago.
of utmost importance. So big
the
truck
skill
drivers are
is
required
amazing.
to undergo a thorough physical every 3 years and to
Oh, I
keep
didn't
a
know that.
strict sleep log
Yes.
to make sure
Yeah,
that they
that they
follow
do.
the 11 hours on,
You don't want
10
one of those
hours off
driving
rule.
into you because the guy
Knowing
fell
all
asleep.
of this, what this guy does is 100 times more impressive. This driver is able to maneuver around sharp turns and effortlessly pull into tight parking despite pulling a huge trailer behind him.
Okay.
Reversing with a trailer is pretty counterintuitive,
Yes,
and this
it's
driver
all
could
backwards.
probably teach people a thing or two about how to handle some heavy cargo. As if those huge trucks aren't challenging enough, this next truck puts them all to shame.
All right.
It's a bit more
Let's get to
mainstream,
it.
but no less
This
impressive.
guy's doing a lot of talking.
This truck
Come on.
is called the Centipede, and it boasts
Oh,
a
it's a road
550
train.
horsepower engine, carries over a ton of fuel, and is 54.5 meters long.
ton
this
of
vehicle
fuel?
is made up of a driver's cab
Oh,
and 6 attached
guess
trailers.
no.
Matt Langley, the Australian captain of the Centipede, says, quote, "If I take my foot off the accelerator, it'll take us about 4 kilometers to stop," end quote. Talk about having a plan ahead.
Yeah,
Langley
but that's
has
a
to be
drift-
prepared at
that's
all
a drifting
times to
stop,
not
like
only
a rolling
control
stop,
the
no
length of
brakes.
his vehicle, but to stop when he gets the command. The truck is so long that it's actually considered
Yeah, it's a road train. They do these
and
in
speaking
Australia
of road trains, the
a lot.
record for the longest one is 1,474.3 meters. The record-breaking vehicle was driven by John Atkinson,
What?
another Australian, who towed
Yeah.
113 trailers for approximately 150 meters in
Yeah,
Queensland
but I mean,
in
at that point,
February of
you're
2006.
it's just you
Would
on the
be
road with
willing to be
nothing.
responsible
Like
for
you
driving
just
something this
drive.
long? Now that
No,
we've talked
I
about
wouldn't
the
wanna try
longest
that. That's
vehicle, what about
nuts.
the heaviest? This next cargo actually took multiple drivers to get it where it needed to go. A splitter, which is a huge piece of petrochemical development equipment, was transported down the highway in Alberta, Canada, on the way to Edmonton
3
in January of
hours?
2019. The equipment was 587 feet long, 31 feet wide, and 42 feet high, and weighed over 903 tons. That's as much as about
Yo.
164 African elephants.
Yo, that's
or
serious.
5 average single-story houses. So it's really no surprise that
What?
the transport required 4 puller trucks and 4
Yo.
pushers to get it where it needed to go.
Let's go.
The entire
That thing
journey
is
took
huge.
4 days and an incredible
Okay.
amount of concentration from the whole team.
4 hours,
It's
4
gotta take some
days.
serious skill and teamwork to maneuver something this
Yeah,
heavy
but that's when
around
you're, like,
corners. And of
shutting
course, we
down
can't forget the
cities
police
and
escort, which is absolutely
probably,
essential to make sure that everything runs
I don't know,
smoothly. We don't know
moving
about you,
bridges.
but we
I
would
don't
be
know. I
incredibly
don't know how
nervous
you
if we
look
had
how
to
big
use
that
our
thing
driving
is.
skills to escort such gigantic, priceless equipment.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Make a left, it's a one-way, wrong way, dude, what the hell?
We can't talk about epic driving skills
Okay.
without mentioning famous races like NASCAR and Formula One.
No, those
but
guys are
something lesser known,
rallies.
but arguably more exciting,
Oh,
is
yeah.
a rally. A rally is a competition for motor vehicles where drivers travel a long distance over public roads and rough terrain.
Yep.
Usually
And
through
at high
stages
speed.
and
These guys are
checkpoints.
nuts.
While there are plenty of professional drivers out there, the guys competing in rallies are
Really
all pretty much
impressive. I mean,
amateurs. But performance rally
I had a
events still
friend who
have
was really
some
into
pretty
it. Whenever they
specific
had local
requirements,
ones in the check,
like specific
we'd
licensing
always go
and first aid
and
training.
take
and of course,
take
rallies
photos. And
require
just, it was
the
cool.
right vehicle.
It was really cool
Experts warn that
to see in
beginners
person.
to rallying will crash hard and often, considering that they're driving at about 50 to 70 miles an hour and up to 100 miles an hour on a straight. So drivers should go with a vehicle that is old.
That's that old
simple,
school
and
Lancia.
strong.
That thing was
Some
a beast.
recommendations are the Subaru BRZ, the BMW E30 or E36, and
Yeah.
the Volkswagen Golf.
Oh.
But even the right vehicle and lots of practice don't ensure a clean run. Rallies are
Skodas,
unpredictable, so
they-
sometimes a
they
driver
rally
just
Skoda
can't get his
Fabias,
car
all
to
kinds of
make
cars.
that turn. And sometimes their wheels have a
Subaru,
nasty
pretty
habit
common.
of just falling right off. Funny
Evos,
fails
Mitsubishi
aside,
Evos,
it takes some
if you can
brave
get them.
amateurs to traverse these winding roads at high speed.
Ford Focuses.
So which of these amateurs impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments. Make
That was all pretty impressive. There was some really cool driving skills. I'm not too sure I like the format. There was a lot of talking about it, but that was a well curated list of different types of driving, showing off different levels of skill. Let me know what you think about that format. Let me know what you think about this video. If you liked it, give your boy a like. Click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the family. Hit that notification bell to get a notification whenever I post new videos. And check out my Instagram. I'll have a link floating somewhere up here somewhere. I don't know. But anyway, thanks again for joining me. Peace.